Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days, tells a different story than what people might think. In it, she explains how she believes she was set up to lose the 2024 presidential race. They hide you away for 4 years, give you really hard jobs, don't defend you when people criticize your work, never stand up for you when you're attacked, never praise what you do well, and now they want you to stand beside them, Doug Emhoff, Kamala's husband, said angrily. This happened after Jill Biden questioned Kamala about her loyalty to President Biden. This happened on July 4th, 2024. It was Kamala's first time being invited to watch fireworks from the White House balcony. She usually spent this holiday in California with her husband. Kamala admits she didn't spend much time with the Bidens during her 4 years as vice president. She thought, Jill hadn't quite forgiven me for the 2019 debate when I criticized Joe about his early views on school busing. Just 17 days later, President Biden dropped out of the presidential race. This threw Kamala into confusion. She calls the Biden family's late decision reckless. She calls the campaign team meetings she inherited dog and pony bullshit. She says her team had to push their way into the campaign structure. According to Kamala, the Bidens weren't nice about it. When President Biden told the nation he was stepping down in an 11-minute speech, he waited until 9 minutes in to mention her. When Jill Biden handed things over to Doug Emhoff, she said meanly, "Be careful what you wish for. You're about to see how horrible the world is." Kamala writes that this world is indeed horrible. She says she couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg as her vice president even though she wanted to. She felt it would be too much for America to accept a woman married to a Jewish man, and a gay man on the same ticket. Michigan Gov. Gretchen Whitmer didn't endorse her right away because she wanted the dust to settle. Illinois Gov. J.B. Pritzker couldn't commit, and California Gov. Gavin Newsom never called her back because he was hiking. Kamala writes that she couldn't focus on the issues she was the most passionate about, such as reproductive rights, the Gaza Strip, and climate change, because they were too nuanced and required more than a soundbite in interviews. It was unfortunate that the American public was consumed with pocketbook issues at the time and didn't understand her plan to tackle the affordability crisis. Her advanced staff let her down in her first major interview with CNN as the top of the Democratic ticket. Tim Walz disappointed her in his debate with J.D. Vance. She wanted to interview Joe Rogan, but he chose to sit down with Donald Trump instead. Elon Musk tried to rig the election against her with his millions of dollars in donations to Republicans. Fox News took her words out of context, and anchor Brett Baier was anything but impartial. The Washington Post and the Los Angeles Times refused to endorse her because their billionaire owners wanted to suck up to Mr. Trump. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters didn't understand she was the pro-labor candidate. On ABC's The View, Ms. Harris explained why she could not differentiate herself from Mr. Biden. "I've never believed you need to elevate yourself by pushing someone else down," she said. How heroic. What a terrible position Mr. Biden put her in. When Ms. Harris was notified by her campaign that she was losing ground because of her liberal transgender policies, she refused to back down. This was because of her protective instincts to support the community. She cares about transgender people and wants everyone to know it. Then there was Mr. Biden and his intentional or unintentional sabotage. While visiting first responders on September 11th, a crowd largely supportive of Mr. Trump, Ms. Harris was uncomfortable and then horrified to see, in real time, Mr. Biden put on a red MAGA hat. Just as she was gaining ground on Mr. Trump for insensitive remarks a comedian made about Puerto Rico at one of his rallies, Mr. Biden trampled on her momentum by calling Trump supporters garbage. Despite her fundraising efforts, political savviness, grassroots work in the Black community, successful debate, and tireless campaign events littered with every star imaginable, Oprah, Beyoncé, John Bon Jovi, Jennifer Lopez, Lady Gaga, and Katy Perry are just a few she name drops, Ms. Harris acknowledges, 107 days were not, in the end, long enough to accomplish the task of winning the presidency. In the end, America is better off for it.